The next paper in the What Does It Mean to Be a Blank research assignment series is the bibliography. Part of why I have you go through this very specific series of assignments is to provide a model of what to do when you have to go about writing a paper of your own. So in this case, when you have a topic but you don't know what to do next, a bibliography is a pretty darn good place to start. Writing a bibliography as you start work on your research will save you time later and help to keep you organized. So what is a bibliography? A bibliography is a list of citations. Bibliographies are similar to the more familiar Works Cited page, except that a bibliography includes all the sources someone has consulted during their research. And that's what I just said. It includes all the sources the writer consulted. It looks exactly like a Works Cited in terms of formatting. But a bibliography is different from a Works Cited because it includes all the works consulted. Works Cited only include sources directly mentioned in the paper. This means that bibliographies tend to be longer than Works Cited. You tend to find bibliographies at the end of longer academic works like books, while Works Cited pages occur in shorter articles. Finally, bibliographies can stand alone as a document in their own right, while Works Cited are always associated with a longer work. If you are struggling with citations, check Moodle. There's a ton of resources there to help you. That said, I don't expect you to have perfect citations. I expect you to show that you have tried and are making an effort, and that you want to be fair to your external sources. Please use a citation generator if you would like, with the knowledge that those things often make stupid mistakes. If you are learning APA or Chicago style for your major, go ahead and use that approach. It's a good idea to start practicing those styles now if you know you're going to have to use them. I will be teaching MLA though. For this particular bibliography in my class, what I'm looking for is first a very brief reminder at the top of your paper of your topic idea using about 50 words. Then I want to see 6 citations of sources in alphabetical order and a correct citation format. So this is kind of what it will look like. This is my entire bibliography. It all fits on less than a page. I already have my working title. I have my topic that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sources. And yeah, it may look smaller. And you know what's cool about this is that it doesn't show all the work that's gone into it. And so know that when I grade these things, I will understand that more work has gone into creating this thing than it looks like. So some students think this assignment is like busy work or something. But I would argue that the bibliography serves a number of important purposes. There are 2 really practical purposes. One reason I make you do it is to keep you from procrastinating. Most students will absolutely wait until the very last minute to do any work on their research papers, and that is not only stressful for the student, but it also means they're less likely to do as well on the project as they'd like. Another reason is so that you have your citations ready to go when you start working at your paper. Then all you have to do is copy and paste straight from the citations into the final draft. It really will save you time later. Another reason I have you do this is because you need to know your brain. Your brain is always working, even when you're not aware of it and when you're not actively using it. When you introduce new information to the brain, you have to give it time to make sense of that information and incorporate it into your long-term memory. When it comes to research, if you do some research up front, it gives your brain time to do its brain magic, and you'll find it easier to use and incorporate your sources later. Be a precrastinator, not a procrastinator. Well, some students are like, why use sources to begin with? The first reason is because you have to write with sources as part of the objectives for this class created by the university. But sources also serve a lot of purpose. I actually think it's easier to fill up pages when you've incorporated sources because you simply have more content available to use. Along those same lines, with sources, you don't have to do all the thinking on your own. There are other people who have done some of that work for you, so just cite them instead of reinventing the wheel on your own. Finally, including sources is a fundamental part of what it means to be in higher education. It places you in conversation with other people. Just go ahead and use your sources, okay, folks? Not using sources make you look like you live in an echo chamber and like you refuse to accept input from anyone. As you work on this project, you can think creatively about sources. There are so many sources of information for you to use, such as interviews, fiction, poetry, memoir, art and imagery, TV shows and movies, music and lyrics, books, journal articles, magazine articles, newspaper articles, blog articles, and so much more. Instead of looking at the types of sources, look for what they can do for you. You should look for sources that provide definitions of the identity you're writing about. Sources that describe experiences similar to yours that you can compare or contrast. They may illustrate experiences different from yours. It may include interesting statistics related to your identity or provide a different take or a different way to see the identity you're writing about. If you are struggling to find sources, ask for help from either me or a librarian. We might be able to help you find synonyms and search terms that will lead you to good information. One more time, what are we doing here? You're going to have a brief reminder of your topic idea in about 50 words, see 6 neat and correct citations of sources in alphabetical order in the correct citation style. If you look at the criteria for evaluation of your bibliography, just a reminder here, you get 1 point for your topic reminder, 1 point for having 6 sources, 1 point for having the citations in alphabetical order, 2 points for having correct and neat citations, and 1 point for them to be appropriate and applicable to your topic. So that's how I'll grade it. All right, all you excellent scholars, it's time to go to work. Happy researching.